Set. You're all welcome to Gpad Learn Maths class. Like I said in the previous lesson, I did say that I was going to begin a new topic after the last lesson we had on circle geometry, circle theorems. Now we'll be looking at trigonometry, as you can see on the board. Okay, I want to quickly be sure that you can hear me. If you can hear me, type 1 in the comments. Let me just do some house rules. If you can hear me, type 1 in the comments. Okay, yeah, thank you. It's going to be an interesting session. We're going to be having a series of lessons under this very interesting topic. Okay, so I just saw that you typed 1 in the comments, which means you can hear me loud and clear. Okay, so just give me a few seconds. Let me do some tidying up. My other device is being set up so I can monitor the chat and get feedback from you all. Okay, trigonometry. And again, quickly, if you have not joined my community, nobody has liked the live. What's going on? We are 12 here and nobody has liked the live. Please, let's like the live. What's happening? Let's like the live. Like the live. Let's bring in more people to join us in this live session. Like the live. Okay, and you can also share the class link to your friends and family, anybody, your neighbors, your enemies. If you have enemies, you shouldn't have any enemies anyways, but if you do have enemies, you also want them to be here for this lesson. Okay, so copy the link and share to your friends and family. Only one person has liked the live, and we're 22 here. Please support my work by sharing this live to your friends, to your families, to your neighbor, to your cat and dogs, if they're also interested to join us here as well. Okay. So, Tammy Tetime, oh, that's a long name, Leon Gang. I know Katwa because I haven't learned that yet. Okay. Bonki Cosine, you are welcome. Okay, please, let's like the live so more people will join us. All right, if you want us to get started, type 1 in the comments. You want us to get started, type 1 and also like the live. Type 1, like the live, let's get started. I'm in. Cassie, you are welcome. Cassie, you are welcome. Like the live. Like the live. Shagari, Hosea, you are welcome. Okay, let's like the live. Let's like the live. Okay, somebody already talked about SOHCAHTOA. Now, SOHCAHTOA is actually a mnemonics for recalling the trig ratios, but we'll get there in a short while. So let's start off with what trigonometry is. Trigonometry. That has to do with, it's a branch of mathematics, very, very interesting branch of mathematics that deals with the study of the relationships between angles and the lines of a triangle or of triangles. So when you have a triangle like this, when you begin to talk about the angles of the triangle and then the sides, you are talking about trigonometry. Okay, trigonometry. All right, we can now begin by starting off with the basic trigonometric functions. We have 3 basic trigonometric functions: sine, cosine, and tangent. All right, sine, cosine, and tangent, or you can say sine, cos, and tan for short. So those are the 3 basic trigonometric functions. We'll be looking at other ones as we proceed in this lecture series. Please, let's like the live. Let's like the live. Okay. Now, when we talk about the basic trigonometric functions like sine, cos, and tan, they are basically applicable on right angles triangles. Okay, not that that's the only way you can apply them. Let me draw a right angle triangle. So this is a right angled triangle. Let me just label the right angle triangle. Call this A, call this B, and call this C. If I try to put my angle here, and this, let's say theta, that's the Greek letter which we're going to use to represent the angle here. So if the angle is here, this is a right angled triangle because it has a right angle. This is the right angle here. This is what you use to represent or to show that the angle here is the right angle. You see this square shape there, just between these two lines. Okay, it tells you that that is a right angle. So you must be able to identify the sides of the angles. Where's the opposite? Where's the hypotenuse? Where's the adjacent? Okay, so this right angle is facing this side. Where the right angle is facing is called the hypotenuse. You know, when you add all the angles in a triangle, you will get 180 degrees. The hypotenuse is the longest side, and it's easy to. Now, there are some right angle triangles that may not be very easy to know which one is the longest side. It could be drawn in a way that you will start getting conflicted. Which one is the right? Which one is the hypotenuse? Which one is the longest side? Don't stress it. The side facing the right angle is the longest side. So this is the hypotenuse. That's the hypotenuse, okay? That's the side facing the right angle. And then this is the angle we are considering. Whatever it's facing is the opposite. So this is the opposite, okay? And the third side is the adjacent. I'm using this to represent them. ADJ, adjacent, HYP, hypotenuse, and OPP, opposite. I hope you got that. If you have any question, please ask before we move on. We want to now look at the basic trig functions. If this is clear to you, okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you for all your feedback. Yeah, Professor, won't IST, ACBC? Okay. If you have any question, ask. We want to move on now. Now, you must be able to tell which one. You must be able to recall those trigonometric functions or ratios, trigonometric ratios. So, car, toi. I don't know whether you've seen this before, you've heard of this before. Maybe you have. S is sine, O is opposite, H is hypotenuse, C is cosine, A is adjacent, H is hypotenuse, T is tangent, O is opposite, A is adjacent. So with this now, you will not forget the trigonometric ratios. You can easily just recall them if you use these mnemonics to recall the trigonometry. Now I'm going to be using those. SINE is at least sine, but I'm using SIN for short. Sine theta, that's the angle. Yes, sine theta is equal to what? O for opposite. So opposite over H for what? Hypotenuse. That's for sine theta. What about cos theta? That's going to be what? Adjacent over what? H is what? Hypotenuse. Are you with me? We were literally taught this by Papa. Okay. Good. Nice feedback. And then we have tan. Let me just write it here. Tan theta is equal to what? O. O is what? Opposite. And I'm using OPP to represent that. Then A is what? Adjacent. So these are the basic trigonometric ratios. Okay, if you have any question, ask before we proceed. If you have any question, ask. Please, let's like the live. Many of you have seen not like the live. Let's like the live. These are the basic trigonometric ratios. Okay? Yes. We will talk about reciprocals after this. Okay? Because for the reciprocals, you start having the cotangent and then cosec. That's cosecant. We will talk about that as we progress. So, but if you want me to move on, type 1 in the comments. It's okay. You want me to move on? Type 1 in the comments. Thank you, Invest IQ. So take a screenshot And look at this mnemonics, so you recall this. This is going to be useful in recalling the trigonometric ratios, the basic one as you have here. Ask your question if you do have any question. We want to move on. Prem, thank you. Thank you. I suck. Oh, Amari, just stay tuned to this channel. You won't suck at math ever again. Okay, I think we can move on now. So let's move on. Please do not forget Sokatwa. It's going to be your buddy, your best friend when it comes to recalling the trig ratios. So let's talk about special angles. Like I said, I'll be talking about the reciprocals of those trig for functions later, but let's talk about special angles. So what are special angles? Examples are 0 degrees, 45 degrees, 30 degrees, 60 degrees. So these angles will just help you in expressing the sine, the cos, the tangent of angles in short form or in just basic fractional form. Okay, in short form, in rational forms. So let's start with 45 degrees, special angles for 45 degrees. Let's start with angles for 45 degrees. Angles of 45 degrees, angles of 45 degrees. So how do we get the sine, the cos, the tan of 45 degrees? What do we do? Now for 45 degrees, see, if I draw a triangle like this, or no, let me draw a right angle triangle. Let me draw a right angle triangle. This is a right angled triangle. And this is 90 degrees here. So if I write one here and I write one here, what that means is that this is an isosceles triangle because the two sides here are equal. I just wrote one here and I wrote one here, okay, because I want to make it an isosceles triangle. And when we have 90 degrees left, which can be divided into two equal halves, that will give you what? 45 and what? 45. So it means that this is 45 here and this is what? 45 degrees. Okay, so we're trying to get the cos, the sine, the tan of 45 degrees. Okay, we will talk about integration, but not now. Don't worry. Okay, so we want to now get the cos, tan, and sine of 45 degrees. This is 90. This is 45, 45. But we don't know this, the longer side. We know these two sides. We just assigned 1 unit and 1 unit. Then how do we now get this longer side? We are going to use what? Who can tell me what are we going to use? If you know what we are going to use, tell me. Please, let's like the live. Okay, please, I don't want anybody to get distracted. We'll talk about integration and division later. What are we going to use to get the longer side? How many of you have heard of Pythagoras theorem before? Pythagoras theorem. We even looked at this when we were talking about circle theorems. Okay, so it states that the square of the longest side, how do you know the longest side? Is the side facing the right angle. This is the right angle here. So this is the hypotenuse, which is the longest side of the right angled triangle. Okay, so it states that the square of is equal to the sum of squares of the other two tan 45 degrees. Okay, can you hear me? Can you all hear me? Sorry, it seemed that we had a little bit of network issues. So we already got B as what? Let's start with sine 45 degrees. So what is sine 45 degrees? We can use any of the angles. Let's focus our attention on this one. Let's call this the angle. This is the focus angle. And if you make this the angle that we are focused on, this is going to be what? The opposite. And this is what? Hypotenuse. This is what? Adjacent. So let's start with what? With sine 45 degrees. Sine is what? Opposite over hypotenuse, using this SOHCAHTOA. Where is the opposite? 1. And what is the hypotenuse? Root 2. So this is root 2 here. Okay? Are you with me? It seems you have a bad internet. Oh, I think so too. Sorry about that. This is way better than him. Please, I'm sorry about that. I think I must have had a bit of network hitch, but I'm back now. Okay, now this is sine 45 degrees. We can actually just leave it at this, but usually you will see sine 45 degrees expressed in another way. What they did was to rationalize the denominator, because they don't want to have they don't want to have an irrational root in the denominator. So what you basically do is to rationalize. The way you rationalize is to multiply the numerator and denominator by what you have in the denominator. So we can actually just rewrite this as what? I can times it by, okay, I think I want to make a note of that. I'll say rationalizing, so that you understand what I'm doing. Sine 45 degrees is going to be equal to 1 over root 2 times root 2 over root 2. What I'm doing now is that I am rationalizing, okay? I'm multiplying the numerator and denominator by root 2. You don't have to do this, okay? You can, this is 1 over root 2 is actually sine 45 degrees, but I want to rationalize by removing the irrational root in the denominator. So 1 times root 2 is root 2. Root 2 times root 2 is root 4, and root 4 is 2. So this is sine 45 degrees, okay? This is sine 45 degrees. Let's go faster. Cos 45 degrees will be equal to, what's cos? See, adjacent over what? Hypotenuse. Where is the adjacent? It is what? 1. So that's 1 over. What's the adjacent? Sorry. Adjacent, which is 1 over hypotenuse, which is root 2. So this is 1 over root 2. So cos 45 and sine 45 degrees will give you the same result. And if you again analyze, you are still going to have what? Root 2 over 2. I don't have to do that, so I won't bore you all those unnecessary details. Then let's now come to tan 45 degrees. Who can tell me what's going to be tan 45 degrees? If you know it, please type in comments. What will be tan 45 degrees using SOHCAHTOA? T is what? Tangent. The tan of the angle is equal to what? Opposite over adjacent. If you know it, type it in the comment. Somebody said 1. That's beautiful. Unity. Correct. Correct. Yes. Tan 45 degrees is 1. Why is that so? Opposite over what? Adjacent. Where's the opposite? 1. Where's the adjacent? Also 1. So you have 1. Now, please, it's easy to even memorize this. Sine 45 degrees and cos 45 degrees is 1 over root 2. They have the same result. Okay? They have the same. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, type 1 in the comments. I'm having some network. I think I'm having some network issues. Yes, I know about JEE exam. Yes. Bra 7NL man. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, type 1 in the comments. No, I'm not going on. Lil Ghost, I'm not going on. I'm actually waiting. Oh, I wish you well, Bra 7NL. I wish you all the best. I stopped actually. It's not as if I went on without you. No, I didn't go on without you. Hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, type 1 so we can move on. Those of you that are supporting the live. Thank you for liking. Thanks to all of you. Okay, so let's move on. Now we have gotten the special angles for 45 degrees. Okay, let's now move on to 30 degrees and 60 degrees. Okay, I have to clean this. Let me take this off. Yes, so let's talk about 60 degrees and 40 and 30 degrees. So angles of 30 degrees and 60 degrees. Let's get the special angles for these two. Okay, now to get the special angles, who can tell me what is the size of each angle in an equilateral triangle? Equilateral triangle. Who can tell me what's the size of each angle? If you know, type it in the comment. Thank you, dominated. Yes, it is what? 60 degrees. So we're going to bring in an equilateral triangle because we want to talk about 60 degrees. But don't worry, we'll now bring in 30 degrees as well. So since we are talking about the special angles for 60 degrees, we'll have to bring in an equilateral triangle. So let's draw an equilateral triangle. Yes. So I'm going to draw an equilateral triangle. And let me call this A, this is B, this is C, right? If this is 60 degrees, this is 60 degrees. Of course, this will be 60 degrees. Remember, we are saying it is what? An equilateral triangle. So because we are talking about 60 degrees and 30 degrees together, I am going to do what? I'm going to divide this 30 degrees, this 60 degrees into two. So I will draw a line from A and it must be perpendicular to the base. If that is the case, then it's going to bisect the angle 60 degrees here. So I will draw a line from here to the base. All right. Now, this is going to be 30 degrees each. So this will be 30 degrees and this will be 30 degrees. All right. Hope that makes sense. So who can now, because we want to get the sine, cos, and tan from using this equilateral triangle. If I say this is 2 units, this is 2 units, what will I put from, and let me call this M, which is the midpoint of B and C. Who can tell me what will I put, if this is 2, 2, what will I put from between B and M? What's going to be the length of BM? Yes, thank you. Joshua, welcome, thank you. What's going to be the length of side BM? 1, yes, thank you, yes, 1. So this should be 1, and this should be what? 1. That makes sense, right? This is 90 degrees, by the way, it's perpendicular to the base. So we have what we want. We have 60 degrees, and we have what? 30 degrees. It's going to be easy for us to use this to get sine, cos, and tan of 60 degrees and 30 degrees. All right, hope that makes sense. So what I'm going to do now, let us just cut out one of the right angle triangles. So let me bring out this right angle triangle. Okay, so this is A, this is M, and this is what? C. But we still don't know what AM is. What am I going to use to get AM? Pythagoras theorem. So we can get AM. Let's just call AM. Let's say AM is X for ease of writing it out. So X is it? No, sorry, not X squared. If you square the longest side, it's going to be the sum of squares of the other two sides. So that would be X squared plus what? 1 squared. Okay. What is 2 squared? That's 4. So you have X squared plus 1. If you move 1 to the left-hand side, what are you going to get? You have 4 minus 1 is equal to what? X squared. And then 4 minus 1 is what? 3. So you have to square root both sides. You square root this side and this one. So this cancels this, and X is equal to what? Root 3. So this side is what? Root 3. All right. Remember that this is 60 degrees. And this is what? 30 degrees. Okay. Okay, if you have any question, ask before we move on. Can we also assume that AB, AC, and AC equals? Yes. Become better being. Yes, we can also do that. Now, you can even do 1, 1, half, half. You can do 4, 4, 2, 2. Yes, because you will still simplify it when it comes to expressing it in that ratio form. Remember, because you have 2 over 4, which is 1 over 2. So whatever you want to do is fine, but just make sure that this and this, you have to make them equal because this is an equilateral triangle. That makes sense. Thank you for also adding that. Now we already have the 3 sides of this right angle triangle. Okay. Well, now let's start with getting the special angles for 30 degrees. The cos, the tan, the sine, cos, and tan for 30 degrees. Okay. Now, if you're using 30 degrees, this is going to be the opposite. Okay. And this is the hypotenuse, which is the side facing the right angle, as you can see like this. Then this is what adjacent. Hope that makes sense. So we're using 30 degrees. That's making this side the opposite. So real quick, without wasting time, let's start with sine 30 degrees. What is sine 30? Remember, SOHCAHTOA, opposite over what? Hypotenuse. What is the opposite here? 1. So you write 1 over. What's the hypotenuse? 2. You write 2 here. Okay? Now what about cos 30 degrees? What's cos? Adjacent over hypotenuse. What is the adjacent? Root 3. And where is the hypotenuse? 2. So we have sine and cos 30 degrees. Beautiful. Thank you, Hitman 45. So we have to get last one, which is tan. What is tan 30 degrees? Tan is what? Opposite over adjacent. Where is the opposite? 1 over, and the adjacent is what? Root 3. Okay, but you can also rationalize this. But let's just leave it like this. You can actually rationalize this. If you want to get rid of the irrational term in the denominator, you can rationalize, okay? 1 over root 3, yes, beautiful. So we have gotten these ones now, all right? We need to get sine, cos, tan of 60 degrees. Of 60, so let's shift gears. Let's shift gears and let us use this. If this is the angle now we are looking at, this is going to be the what? Opposite. Is that okay? And this would be the. All right, hope that makes sense. So let me just take this off. We don't need this anymore. We don't need that anymore. Okay, so let's just start with what? Sine 60 degrees. Again, still using SOHCAHTOA, opposite over hypotenuse. Where's the opposite? Root 3. So that's root 3 over hypotenuse 2. So you have root 3 over 2. Okay? Very good. Very good. Let's move on. And what about cos 60 degrees? Cos is what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. Where's the adjacent? 1 over hypotenuse 2. All right? And then we have one more, which is what? Tan 60 degrees. Where is that? Where is tan 60 degrees? Opposite over adjacent. Where's the opposite? Root 3. Adjacent is 1. So this is what? Root 3. Very good. So we have gotten all of them too for sine, cos, and tan. Okay. If you have any question, ask. If you have any question, do ask. Now, while we are, please let's like the live. Let us show support by liking the live. Other people need to come and join us as we have this lesson. Okay? So tomorrow I'll still be going live, all things being equal. But for you to get quick and fast updates, for you to be sure that I'll be coming live tomorrow, you need to join my WhatsApp community and my Telegram community. Where is it? It is on my bio. Once you go to my bio, there's a link there that will take you straight to my WhatsApp community, my WhatsApp channel, my Telegram community. Just go there. It's free. That's for that. Then I also have a paid class coming up in November. So be aware of that. And there's a heavy discount that is currently going on. If you pay for that paid class, you are going to enjoy a heavy discount. It's just $27, guys, from November till April. It's very hard to slash the price so that more people can join and also have benefit of this class. Okay, so I hope everything is going fine. I hope everything is going fine. Can I take this off? I have to take this off. Okay, let me just take this off. So what I want to do now, I want to put everything together and give you a special code for recalling those special angles. I'm going to give you a special code. So this is 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, okay? And this, let's just start with sine. Let me just see this, sine, cos, and tan. I just want to organize it like this. Okay, so putting everything together, see, sine and cos, they are like opposites, they are inverse, because sine 60 degrees, or let me start from what sine 45 degrees and cos 45 degrees are the same. Who can tell me what is sine 45 degrees? What is sine 45 degrees? What is sine 45 degrees? It is what? 1 over root 2, thank you. Or either you say 1 over root 2 or you say root 2 over 2, right? If you want to rationalize. So when you write 1 over root 2 here, it's the same thing with cos 45 degrees. They are equal here. I'm just trying to tell you how to easily get this. And what is tan 45 degrees? I'll start from what tan 30 degrees is. Tan 30 degrees is 1 over root 3. Okay? And to get tan 45 degrees, use the numerator. To get, once you have written, see, for me, I just have to know that tan 30 degrees is 1 over root 3. If I want to get tan 45, I just take the numerator, which is 1. And to get tan 60 degrees, I take the denominator, which is root 3. Can you see? So all I have to know is that tan 30 degrees is 1 over root 3. Then if I want to get tan, which is the next one after 30 degrees, I take the numerator, which is 1 here. And to get tan 60 degrees, I take the denominator, which is root 3. That's what I do. Then see this. Sine 30 degrees and cos 60 are the same. So something like this is going to, see, this and this are the same. And these are the same as well. Yes, let me say it again. Sine 60 degrees and cos 60 degrees are the same. Sine 60 degrees and cos 30 degrees are the same. So let me start from what sine 30 is. What sine 30 is, easy, right? 1 over 2 is sine 30 degrees. And I told you that sine 30 and cos 60 are the same. So this is also 1 over 2. Isn't this beautiful? So what about cos 30 degrees? Once you know what this is, you can easily tell what this is. All right? So what is cos 30 degrees? Root 3 over 2, right? So root 3 over 2. This is root 3 over 2. And it's the same thing with what will be here as well. Because sine and cos, they are like opposites. As sine increases, cos decreases. So this is going to be what? Root 3 over 2. With this, you can easily just tell, once you know 1 or 2 of the special angles, you can use it to get other special angles as well without much stress, okay? Yeah. If you want me to move on, type 1 in the comments. If this is clear to you, type 1 in the comments. Let's move on. We have some examples to quickly look at. Yes. If you have any question, ask. Okay, thank you. Shakanera, thank you. Chukemeka. Oh, Chukemeka, I remember you. Sugar maker, I remember you. Kedu? Kedu Kodi. Okay. So if you okay, you already said one. I almost asked the question again. Please take a screenshot if you have not. Let me give you just 30 seconds to take a screenshot of this beautiful work of art on the board. Take a screenshot. Okay, yes, need to move on now. So I'll take this off and let's look at some very interesting questions on this. All right, it's time to move on. Okay, let's continue. So examples now. Examples. Number one, find the value of the unknown sides in the diagrams below. Okay, so first one, real quick. This is x, this is 4, this is 45 degrees, and this one okay, real quick, let's continue. So we have these two triangles and we need to get x here and get y here. Okay, this should not be much of a problem. Let's start with the first one. A right angled triangle. We can bring in those trig ratios. Always try to write this somewhere in case you cannot just recall them from your head. You can just always write them somewhere. So you must know where the opposite is, where the adjacent is, and where the hypotenuse is. Okay, let's start with the first one. If this is the angle, this is angle 45 degrees. So the side facing it is the opposite. Is that okay? And then the longest side faces the hypotenuse. The 90 degrees rather faces the hypotenuse. And of course, this side is the adjacent, even though we will not even need it because we have no business with that. So we'll just focus on the lettered sides, which is x in this case. So you ask yourself, which one combines what we need to get, x, opposite, and hypotenuse? Which one combines opposite and hypotenuse? That's O and H. Opposite and hypotenuse. Which one of them? Is it this, or this? Of course, it's this. All right, sine, opposite over hypotenuse. So you write sine, what's the angle here? 45 degrees, okay? Is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. What's the opposite? OPP for opposite, that's x. So x over, and the hypotenuse is what? 4. Who can tell me what sine 45 degrees is? What is sine 45 degrees? What is sine 45 degrees? If you know it, type it in the comments. It's a special angle, is that not? 45 degrees, 60 degrees, 30 degrees. Who can tell me what is sine 45 degrees? Please don't forget this. Don't forget this. Nobody's talking. 1 over root 2. Thank you. It's either you say 1 over root 2 or you say root 2 over 2. They are the same thing. Please don't get confused. See, 1 over root 2 is actually sine 45 degrees. But somebody might tell you it is root 2 over 2. It's also correct because when you rationalize this, you multiply by the denominator, you are going to get what? Root 2 over root 2. Root 2 times root 2 is what? Root 4, which is 2. So either you use this or you use this. They are the same thing. So let's just use root 2 over 2. Then x over 4, okay? We have to cross multiply. 2 times x is 2x, and then 4 times root 2. So since we need to get x, we divide both sides by a coefficient of x, which is 2. So x is equal to 4 root 2 over 2, all right? 2 into 4 is 2, and x is equal to 2 root 2. Yes, 2 root 2. If this is okay, type 1 in the comments. Okay, some of you are from India. You're all welcome to this live broadcast. This is trigonometry, as you can see on the board. So we are done with the first one. Without wasting time, let's go to the second one. B. See what we have. Again, you need to label the sides. All right, you label the side. This is the angle we are looking at, and the side facing it is the opposite. Even though we don't need this, there's nothing here. Focus on what you need. You need two things: the side you're looking for and the side that you were given. All right. So if this is the right angle, the side facing it is what? Hypotenuse, and the other side becomes what? Adjacent. Does that make sense? Are you with me? So let's go on. What am I going to use? Who can tell me? Am I going to use sine, cos, or tan? You know, type it in the comment. What am I going to use? Is it sine, is it cos, or is it tan? For B. For B. Okay, cos, right? Solomon. Okay, yeah, Daniel, yes. Ade, Sobo, yes, it is cos, because we have the adjacent, we need the hypotenuse, so we use cos. So cos 45 degrees is equal to what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. See, it's A over H. The adjacent is 8 over hypotenuse is what? Y. Now, who can tell me what is cos 45 degrees? You know, I told you, see, cos 45 degrees and sin 45 degrees are the same. So we're still going to have what? Root 2 over 2. Root 2 over 2 is equal to 8 over y. All right? We cross multiply. Y times root 2, that will be y root 2. And then you have 2 times 8. I just cross multiply. Does that make sense? Okay, good. So let's move on. Now, I'm going to divide both sides by what? By root 2. Okay? Divide both sides by root 2. Y will be equal to 2 times 8 over root 2. Or you can say y is equal to 2 times 8 is 16 over root 2. Should we leave an answer like this? Should we leave an answer like this, 16 over root 2? Should we? Should we leave an answer? Please, let's like the live. Okay, so what should you do? We should do what? Rationalize. It's not always good to have an irrational denominator. So what you want to do is to multiply. If you multiply an irrational term by itself, you will get a rational term. For example, root 2 times root 2 is root 4, which is 2, right? So we'll multiply by root 2, and you must divide 2 by root 2. So y is equal to 16 times root 2 is 16 root 2. And then root 2 times root 2 is root 4, which is 2. So 2 goes into 16, you have 8. So your answer is what? 8 root 2. That is it, okay? 8 root 2. Any question? If you don't have any question, let's move on. If you have any question, ask. If you don't, let's move on. And do take a screenshot. I'm looking at the comments. Hitman, you say I made it complicated. How did I make it complicated? How? It is not complicated now. That's not true. Can we split 2 into root 2 times root 2? Yes, we can do that. Yes, we can do that. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. So, Hitman, you must know that there are other people who like it in these steps. You know, I'm not just teaching you, Hitman. I know you are acting like your name, hit and run. No, we don't do hit and run here. We explain things in detail, okay? Hitman, be guided, be informed. We're not going to rush through the lesson, okay? And if you think it's kind of slow for you, you might have to come back again and watch maybe at the speed of 2, or just do what is going to be fine by you. All right? So we're looking at number 2 now. Number 2, we're still going to find the size. So for A, I would allow you to work this out by yourself. I'm going to give you this as an exercise. This is 3, this is P. This is 60 degrees. So you have to find P here. Then for B, this is 9, this is K, and this is 30 degrees. So if you have gotten the answer for 2A, let's hear it in the comment. And for 2B, let's hear it in the comment. Helena, there are different ways to work this out, okay? Yes, you can as well do that. Yes, it's also okay. You can do that as well. Yes, you can. Okay. So who has gotten the answer for 2A? Let's start with 2A. You have got your answer for 2A. Can I hear it? Somebody said 2 root 3. Okay. Okay. Problem A, this one. So real quick, this is the right angle, right? And the side facing the right angle is the hypotenuse, all right? And the side facing the angle here that we're looking at, 60 degrees, is the opposite. So we're only going to be focused on opposite and what? Hypotenuse, all right? And which one combines opposite and hypotenuse? That's sine. So that will be what? Sine 60 degrees is equal to what? 3 over P, right? Is that okay? So what is sine 60 degrees? What is sine 60 degrees? Who can tell me? What is sine 60 degrees? Let's like the life. Thank you. Root 3 over 2. So I'm going to write root 3 over 2 here. All right. Somebody said you can rewrite it. You can cross multiply. Yes, you can do that as well. But let's write it like this. 3 over P. Okay. And then we cross multiply. So we have P times root 3, which is P root 3, is equal to 2 times 3 is what? 6. Is that okay? So we now divide both sides by root 3. And P will be equal to 6 over root 3. But we have to rationalize this. So I'm going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by root 3. Is that okay? So P is equal to, what's 6 times root 3? That's 6 root 3, okay? And root 3 times root 3 is 3. Because root 3 times root 3 is root 9, which is 3. So 3 is here. All right? So 3 goes into 6, you have 2. And P is equal to 2 root 3. So this is your answer. For somebody said, oh, why not do this? Let me just show you what else you can do if you don't want to do it this way. You can just write, you know, what we have here is sine 60 degrees is equal to 3 over P. You can decide to cross multiply, make P the subject of the formula straight up. So when you can just switch the position. P will come here, sine 60 will come down. So you have P is equal to 3 over sine 60 degrees. Okay? Then P is equal to what? 3 over what? What's sine 60? Root 3 over 2. There are some people that will struggle with this. You see, some people will struggle with this. That's why at times when you say, oh, there's a smarter way, you can do this. You just have to You just have to be careful when you do something like this, okay? So P is equal to what? 3 divided by what? Root 3 over 2. And then you have P is equal to 3 times. If you change this to times, you have to take the reciprocal of this, 2 over root 3, which is 6 root 3. For me, that's why I prefer this. So when you rationalize, some people, they want you to jump steps, but I don't think it's necessary because you're not the only one here. So 6 root 3 over root 3 times root 3 is what? 3. And 3 goes into 6, you have 2. So you have 2 root 3. Whatever method you want to use, it's fine. But just make sure be careful when you come here, all right? Because this is 3 over root 3 over 2. Be careful when you come right here. Take a screenshot. Do the second one and type the answer in the comments. Oh, Burakios, you just came. We have done this before. Okay. Please, let's like the live. Thank you for those of you that are liking the live. Thank you. Burakios, you will have to watch this live stream again. After we end the live stream, you come back and rewatch it. We have done. Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. You don't have to apologize. Okay. It's fine. So you can always rewatch it because we have already explained how to get the sine, cos, and tan of those special angles. You would always get it when you come back, okay? So we need to from B, the second one. If you are still here, we have a very interesting question after this. So don't run away. Stay back. We have something very, very interesting. It's not going to be this basic. It's going to make you to really exercise your mental ability. Okay, should we move on? Who has done the second one? I'm waiting for your answer. Who has K? Who has got the K? Thank you, Sectec. Thank you. Okay, maybe we'll look at calculus after this topic because it seems many people want that topic. Who has gotten B? I'm waiting for your answer to B. Who has? Who has B? Oh, you haven't? Okay. So see, this is the angle here. All right, this is opposite. This is the right angle, and this is what? Hypotenuse. Why this one is the adjacent. Nobody has gotten B. What's going on here? This is the adjacent. Nobody has gotten B. Somebody said 9 root 3. Somebody said, are you sure K is 9 root 3? Are you sure? Summit. Is that summit? Are you sure? The answer is 9 root 3. Anyways, we'll get to find out. Now, let's begin. So, what am I going to use? Is this sine, cos, or tan? What will I use? Sine, cos, or tan? If you know it, tell me. If you know it, tell me. Tell me. We're trying to get K. Tan, right? Somebody said, Helena said cos, Valentino said tan. Cos tan. So which one should we go with? See, we don't have any business with the opposite because why? There's nothing there. We're not looking for the opposite. No, we don't know what the opposite is. So we have no business with that. We only have business with adjacent and hypotenuse. So we're going to use what? Cos. A and H. See it here. AH. Cos. C for cos. Okay. So we're going to be using cos. So cos 30 degrees is equal to what? Adjacent, which is 9 over hypotenuse, which is K. Now, I want to ask this question. Let me know if you people have been paying attention to what I've been saying. Cos 30 degrees is equal to sine what? Cos 30 degrees is equal to sine what? If you know it, let me have your answer in the comment. Cos 30 is equal to sine what? Anybody? Thank you. Yes, it's 60 degrees. Thank you. Yes. Cos 30 is equal to sine 60. And we know that sine 60 is root 3 over 2. So I can just write root 3 over 2 here and 9 over K. All right? Hope that makes sense. So we cross multiply. We have k root 3 is equal to 2 times 9 is 18. Is that okay? I now divide both sides by root 3 because I need to get k. So k will be equal to 18 over root 3. Does that make sense? So we should not leave an answer like this. We need to rationalize. So I'm going to multiply the numerator and denominator by the denominator. Okay? So you have k is equal to 18 root 3 over root 3 times root 3 is root 9, which is 3. Or you can just go straight and say root 3 times root 3 is 3. So 3 here. 3 goes into 18, you have 6. So k is equal to 6 root 3. This is your answer. If you have any question, ask. Don't rationalize in simple calculation. Why did you say that? Why should I not rationalize? Why? Most times, see, if you are dealing with a multiple choice question, you will hardly, mark my word, I said it, you will hardly see a term that has you will hardly see the answer expressed like this, hardly. You will hardly see an answer expressed in this form, 18 over root 3. It's very rare that you see options like this. So even if this is the answer, but it's also good to also rationalize. Many people will leave the answer like this, check the options and not find this. Then they will conclude. They will conclude and say that the answer is not there in the options. So I won't do half job. It's going to be detailed, okay? Hitman is going to be detailed. So we need to move on. I need to take this off. Can we move on? Terry, you are going to be successful. By God's grace. So can we move on? Okay, I think it's time to move on. Yeah, let's move on. Okay, so yes, there's something I actually wanted to, there's an example or two that we need to do, very interesting examples. Now, example 3. Here we go. Without using tables, evaluate 1 plus tan 60 degrees, tan 30 degrees over tan 60 degrees plus tan 30 degrees. So when they say without using tables, without using the 4-figure tables to get what tan 60 is, so they expect you to know these special angles. You see how useful this is going to be, okay? They expect you to know the special angles. I don't know if you, who can work this out? Do you know what you have to do here? If you know what you have to do, can you type it in the comments? Okay, so we already know those special angles, which are, see, this is 60, 30, 60, 30. These are special angles. And if you're asked to evaluate this without using tables, you cannot just take your calculator or use your 4-figure table to say tan 60 is some decimal numbers and then you start doing it. If you do that, that's wrong. So you have to use your special angles. So this is going to be 1 plus, what is tan 60 degrees? That's root 3, right? So root 3. What is tan 30 degrees? 1 over root 3. all divided by tan 60 is what? Root 3 plus tan 30 is what? 1 over root 3. Well, you can do without the brackets. Any question? Any question? Okay, somebody said the answer is 1. So here, root 3 times 1 over root 3 is 1. Because you can divide like this. This cancels this. All right? And then you have 1. Divided by, we can write this as over 1. The LCM of 1 and root 3 is root 3. 1 into root 3 is root 3. Root 3 times root 3 is what? Root 9, which is 3. So 3 plus root 3 into root 3 is what? 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Are you with me? Any question? So this is equal to 1 plus 1 is 2 over 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 over root 3, okay? And then we can rewrite this as 2 divided. This is the division sign here. So divided by what? 4 over root 3, okay? And this is equal to 2 times. When you change the division sign to times, you have to take the reciprocal of 4 over root 3. Take the reciprocal of 4 over root 3, which is what? Root 3 over 4. And then 2 here is 1. 2 into 4 is 2. So your final answer is what? Root 3 over 2. Is that okay? Any question? This is your final answer. Root 3 over 2. Any question? If you have any question, ask. If you have any question, do ask. Yes. Gokhem, thank you. Thank you, Creative. Yes, I am in Nigeria and I teach math online. Yeah, I don't have a physical place where I teach. I do my teaching online. Again, quickly, my live class, my paid class is starting in November. It's going to run from November all the way to April next year. Okay, it's a paid class from November to next year, and there's a heavy discount currently going on. If you're interested in that class, head on to my bio. There will be a link there that will take you straight to where you can register for the paid class starting in November to April next year. Don't worry, it's less than $30 for the whole time. It's going to be very packed. You know, if you can get this for free, you know what you are going to get when you sign up for the paid class. Okay, and that's now there are some people who are, I don't know if we have people from the UK here in the live session. If you are preparing for GCSE, SAT, or IGCSE, there's another channel that I have, and I'll be starting a live session on that channel on YouTube as well. You know, this channel is Gpad Learn Math. Let me say it again. This channel is Gpad Learn Math. Another one is Math with Gpad. That channel is for students preparing for SAT, for GCSE and for IGCSE. The content I put there, they are strictly, most of the content actually, they're for students preparing for SAT, GCSE, and IGCSE. So I'll be starting a live class too on that channel. After this live broadcast, kindly go and subscribe to that channel. And of course, there will be a link there for you to also sign up for the group class if you have to do that. Okay, if you have to sign up and get registered for The paid class coming very soon. Can we move on? Okay, can I teach sword? Yes, I will teach sword. Yes, that's going to happen. I will teach sword. Yes, yes, I will. Yes, I will teach sword. Okay, let's do one more of this. Number 4. Express 1 plus cos 30 degrees over 1 minus sine 30 degrees in sword form. Let me give you a chance to do this. Do I do beginner classes for young students? Yes, I do. Do you, if you want one-on-one classes for you, of course I do. Now you'll have to check my bio. There will be a link for you to send a message to me directly on WhatsApp. So if you want a one-on-one session for your, maybe for young students, you can reach out to me. My bio is there. The link is there. You can easily just send a message to me on WhatsApp, and we'll get talking. Okay. If you want one-on-one classes, apart from the group classes, if you want one-on-one classes, my bio is there. To click the link on my bio and then send a message to me directly on WhatsApp. We can now take it off from there. Okay. So we need to do this. All right. We need to do this. I don't know who. No. Somebody said 2 plus root 3. Okay. Please do not leave your answer in decimal. See, you're having 3.73. They said in short form. Do not do that. Hitman. Don't do that. They said in short form. Okay, let's do this together. Now this will be what? 1 plus cos 30 is what? What's cos 30 degrees? If you know it, can you type it in the comments? What's cos 30 degrees? Okay, that's root 3 over 2. All divided by what? 1 minus. What's sine 30 degrees? Sine 30 is what? 1 over 2. So this is 1 over 2. Okay? And then if you simplify this, you're going to have, I can decide over 1 here. And the LCM of 1 and 2 is 2. 1 goes into 2. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 2 goes into 1 time. 1 times root 3 is root 3 divided by what? 1 minus 1 over 2 is 1 over 2. So this is 1 over 2. Now let me just take this and write it here. So 2 plus root 3 over 2. This is divided, right? All right, divided by 1 over 2. Does that make sense? So if I change this division sign to multiplication, I'm going to have 2 plus root 3 over 2 times 2 over 1. You have to take the reciprocal of this. If you change division to times, you know, division and times, they are inverse. So you have to also take the reciprocal of 1 over 2, which will give you 2 over 1. And then when you divide like this, 2 cancels 2. That gives you what? 2 plus root 3. So your final answer is what? 2 plus root 3. They said leave your answer in short form. Don't do anything extra. This is your final answer. If you have any question, kindly ask. If you have any question, kindly ask. Yes, thank you, implied. Yes, thank you for the comment. I'm so grateful. Thank you for the comment. I'm so grateful. Thanks for the comment. I'm so grateful, Employ. Thank you. Okay. Can you work it in decimal? No, they said in short form. Sasha, no, we can't do that. We can't work it in short form. They said in we can't work it in decimal. They said in short form. Okay. Okay, yeah, we are going to stop here. Tomorrow we'll have another session by 9 p.m. West African time. And if you want to be sure, if you want to be notified when I come live, go to my bio. There's a link there. Go and click the link on my bio. You can join the WhatsApp community or Telegram channel. It's easy for you to get a notification from me that I'm going live or there's a change in the schedule. So that's why it is important for you to head on to my community, and it's free for the community. You're not paying anything. But if you want more, you can sign up for my paid class, and it's starting in November. It's going to run from November up to April next year. And I did say that there are some people who are interested in GCSE, IGCSE, or SAT. They are preparing for those kind of exams. I have another channel. The channel is not Gpad. This is Gpad Learn Math, but the channel is Math with Gpad. Math with Gpad. Just type it on YouTube. You will get it there. You can subscribe to that channel. There is also a separate community for that. And I'm also thinking of having a group class. So if that is what you want, GCSE, IGCSE, SAT exams, I also teach that very well. And I have a channel for that. Okay. You also want to check up that channel and go and watch the videos and get ready when I start my live classes. My live classes is going to start latest next week for IGCSE, GCSE, and SAT exams. So if you're interested, if you are preparing for those exams I just mentioned, go to my other channel. I do content on those for students preparing for those exams. Okay, I think I'm going to end the lesson right here. Tomorrow we'll have another session by 9 p.m. West Africa time, like I said before. And I'll be looking at the comments. If you have any question, kindly ask. I'll still be here watching the comments. If you have any message for me, you have any question, you have any maybe inquiry, maybe I do one-on-one classes, coaching. I do that for younger students, for students preparing for special exams like GCSE, IGCSE, SAT exams, and for African students, I do exam for, I prepare students for WASC, WASSCE, NECO, and other exams for African students. I do that as well. Okay, so if you are interested in my one-on-one coaching, you can check the link on my bio, send a message to me on WhatsApp. We will get talking and we will iron everything out for either you want the group classes or you want the one-on-one classes. Anyone that you want, I am always available for you. Tomorrow we'll have another session still on trigonometry. You don't want to miss tomorrow's session. We are going deeper. We're just scratching the surface. There's a lot under this topic. There's a lot we also need to do. More examples that will not require us to use special angles. We're going to be using our calculator to get sine of those angles, or maybe the four-figure table to get sine, cos, and tan of those angles. And also there will be some application-based questions, bearing, elevation, depression. Okay, so you don't want to miss more lessons coming up under trigonometry. It's a very interesting topic because you see actually application-based. You see bearing, a man standing looking at the bird on a tree. What's the bearing of the man's eye? All right, to the bird on the tree. So these are kind of questions that we'll be expecting. Bearing, angle of elevation and the depression, and so many other aspects, so many other application-based questions on trigonometry. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be fun. And I'll see you in tomorrow's lesson. Okay, if you have any questions, ask as we begin to round up the lesson. NSSCO, Elena. Okay, you know what? If you have any question, you can send a message to me on WhatsApp. My link is there on the bio. Just click the link. It will take you straight to my WhatsApp channel. Then you can ask other questions that would be specific to you. I'll give you direct answers, okay? I will bring in that as well, okay? Okay, I have to go. I have to go. Thank you. Bye bye. See you tomorrow. Onesimus, Dua, hi to you too. KG, okay, see you tomorrow. Let's not forget 9 p.m. West Africa time tomorrow. We're having another class. Okay, we're having another class tomorrow. Is that okay? Yes, Jihad. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Oh, it's 11 a.m. This is already this is 10 past 10 p.m. here. Helena, this is past 10 p.m. Is there a trick to know what I need to do when I see a question? Well, it depends. Of course, the nature of the question will tell you what you have to do. That's why you must understand if this is which topic. You must ask yourself, this question is under which topic? And when you have knowledge of that topic, then of course you apply that knowledge to solving that question. But if you want to know how to solve questions much better, you need to be exposed to practice questions. For a topic, go and get practice questions that will help you become better and give you and expose you to different ways that you can solve questions. A topic can have over 200. You can even get practice questions online. If you are, it actually depends on the exam. For GCSE and IGCSE, there are many resources online that you can get practice questions from. Okay, so you also want to get resources online. I don't want to start mentioning the websites, but when you go online, you will get practice questions for different topics that you want to learn or solve questions on. So that will not be a problem at all. Okay. Well, it's not advanced. It's still basic. It's not advanced. It's not advanced at all. It's basic. It's not advanced at all. It's basic. It's actually very basic. Okay. So yes, somebody talked about reciprocal. Yes, we are going to be doing that tomorrow. I think, yeah, there should be examples that we are going to look at that will address reciprocals. I did mention cot, sec, and cosec. We'll do that tomorrow. Hopefully, yes. I think there should be some examples that should cover those aspects. So try to be around tomorrow, 9 p.m. West Africa time. We'll be talking about the reciprocal of the basic trig functions as we have looked at today: cos, tan, and sine. Okay, so I want to say bye-bye. Okay, I want to say, Gia, you said integration. Yes, before integration, we must do differentiation first. So somebody mentioned sort. I'm looking at the possibility of going to sort, doing sort after trigonometry. Please also bring in your topic suggestions. Some people have mentioned differentiation and integration. Some have mentioned sort. So it depends. I like going in such a sequence. You know what? The topic we just finished before this topic. This is the first time we're having this topic, by the way. Yes, this is the first time having this topic. The topic we had about 7 or 6 lessons on circle theorems. We had 6 lessons or 7. I can't really say now on circle theorems. Yeah, if you missed those lessons, go and check my YouTube channel, the live section. The videos are all there. You can start from 1, 2, 3 and go like that. If you watch those 6 or 7 lessons, I can beat my chest that there is no question on circle theorem that you cannot solve. It's going to be difficult for you not to be able to solve questions on circle theorem, because we did a great job covering different aspects on circle theorems. So if you missed those lessons after this live, go to the live section on my channel and go watch those videos. You are going to be blown away with the way we handled those questions, with the depth of concepts on circle theorem that we covered. Go there and watch those videos, okay? So yes, of course, it is recorded. It is recorded. Yes, it is. After this live session, once we end the live session now, you can always go back and watch the replay. Okay, even those videos that we did on circle theorems, they are all still there. They are all there. And they will be there. I don't have any plan of removing those videos, even though I don't like the lighting for maybe 1 or 2 of them. But we're going to get better, all right? We'll get more gadgets that will help us deliver the lessons much better than we are doing, okay? And very soon, I won't even have to do face-to-face. Well, it's not going to be completely on-screen lessons. I'm going to be using my laptop where you still see my face, but it will not be on a whiteboard like this. It's going to be done with my laptop, and that's how I'm going to even do my paid classes. It's not going to be like this, because I'll have to do it in a way that you can easily rewatch and watch again without having issues with lighting or any other issues, or maybe the shadows, as you can see here now. You won't have that if I'm using my laptop. So I'm also going to work on that. Okay, I'm going to work on that when I start my paid class. My paid class is starting in November. My paid class is starting in November. So if you are interested, make sure you send a message to me. Okay, send a message. Could you speak Arabic? Who is talking like me? Probably you teach PNC. Okay, when it's time to, I will also talk about that. Prof, will you teach PNC and probability once? Yes, I will teach probability, but if you want detailed lessons on all of those topics you are mentioning, sign up for my paid class. Okay, my paid class, I guarantee that those topics will be covered. Trigonometry, this one we'll go in depth, and you have access to recorded lessons, video solutions to past papers. You will have access to those video solutions. Lessons will be delivered 3 times a week, and there will be sessions for past paper review, for exercise and test review. So it's going to be really packed and loaded. Don't miss the paid class. It's starting in November, and like I said, it's very affordable. It's less than $30. I made it so cheap because it's for African students. Like I said, there's another channel, Gpad, Math with Gpad. That channel is for students preparing for GCSE, IGCSE, and SAT. Okay, so you can easily go there and watch those videos. I have tons of videos on SAT, on GCSE, and IGCSE. Go to the channel, and by next week, latest, I'm going to start going live on that other channel. And if you are not following me on Facebook, on TikTok, go to those platforms and also follow me there. Okay, so I think I should end the lesson here. We have spent 1.5. When will you teach functions? I will do that, but if you want to have all these topics all taught and delivered, I can't teach all the topics in these free classes that we're having. But if you see that paid class, I'm going to cover most of those topics, if not all. I mean for O level, not further math, not advanced math, but O level mathematics. Those topics will be covered. They will all be covered: statistics, probability, algebra, trigonometry, numbers and numeration. All those broad topics, they will all be covered. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. It's good to have you all here. Hope to see you tomorrow by 9 p.m. West African time. Thank you all. It's bye.